welcome back to the Echo Tips podcast. Good to have you with us this week. This week we're going to be talking about another announcement that was made at Amazon's recent September event, where they announced a number of features and new hardware. And in particular today we're going to be talking about enhancements or changes to Amazon Kids. So if you're unfamiliar with that, Amazon Kids is a specific skill set or branch off geared for Echoes used by children and young ones in such a way that they have a lot of parental safeguards in place, and they're a little more geared towards children's education and interaction. But we're going to learn about some of the refinements today, and I haven't really covered this in a long time either, so I figured it might be good to cover some of the basics of that as well. But before we get into that in any sort of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again, and welcome back to the podcast. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about Amazon Kids today, and in particular some recent changes mentioned at an Amazon blog and at possibly might have been mentioned at the Amazon event. I think it was kind of a closed event or by invite event, so it's kind of coming out in trickles, but mostly the blog's talking about some of these features that we're going to be mentioning. First off, though, I'd like to welcome people that are listening for the very first time who are wondering about this podcast. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, and it's good to have you listening to us. And you'll find that our episodes are little nuggetized episodes, 5 to 15 minutes long. We try to keep it, under that. And that kind of introduce new features, skills, all sorts of things. Security features, things for kids, things for parents, caregivers, and the like, just home automation. We cover all sorts of different things. And because of your listenership and our returning listeners, we're breaking around 100,000 listens to the podcast. So it's good to have you with us this week. At the tail end of the episode, we'll mention some ways you can reach out to me or thoughts or questions or topics for a future episode. So we'll mention that at the end of the episode. All right, so first off, I might sound a little weird today. My allergies and sinuses might be a little aggravated lately, but so just spare that. I do sound a little different, so my bad. Anyway, all right, so we're going to delve right into this. Now, to demonstrate Amazon Kids, I had to hook up an old Amazon Echo Dot. I think it's a first generation, to be honest to God. I used probably back in seasons 1 and 2. And this thing has had the snot beat out of it over time, so that's one of the reasons I stopped using it a lot, because the microphones didn't seem to pick me up quite as well. And of course the sound was dreadfully bad compared to some of the newer ones. And apparently the audio jack on it doesn't put out the greatest audio anymore either. It's got a lot of static on it and stuff. So you'll find that the recording and demo of this isn't quite as good, even though I got it piped directly in to our mixer. It doesn't sound perfect, so I apologize for that. So first off, Amazon Kids has been around for a long time, a number of years, and the idea was that Echoes would be put throughout the home. And for homes with young children, you may want to have your kids have access to an Echo. And if that was the case, wouldn't it be nice to have an Echo that kind of is customized to younger users and also maybe has parental safeguards and other things like that? So as a result, in your Amazon A-Lady app, I won't say her name right now, but I will here in a second, and so this might be a good time for you to mute any echoes in hearing distance of my voice. So inside of the A-Lady app on your phone or tablet, you can go in there and select your Echo device. And then in the top right, and you do that by going to the bottom tab and hitting Devices. And then in the top left, you'd hit Echoes. And then you would select your Echo. In this case, say it's going to be your children's Echo. You're going to put in their children's room. You might want to give it a good name, too, that makes it clear that it's the kids' Echo. You would tap on that Echo, and then the gear in the top right corner will take you to the individual settings for that Echo, all sorts of things, equalizer, date and time, location, all sorts of stuff. But you're going to have down there Amazon Kids function. You'll tap on that, and then from there you can enable the functionality that we're talking about today. And then you specify the child it's for. Some of the original settings will be like setting an explicit filter up for any type of music. They won't have that. And other things that allow them to maybe call other echoes inside the home, but won't allow them to call other people outside the home until you've explicitly, as a parent, enabled that functionality. But today I was going to talk about changes, and one of the changes that was mentioned in the blog is the voice quality of the A-Lady has been adapted a little bit with children in mind. So to make the voice a little more expressive in many respects, it was also slightly slowed down. I don't know if there was some sort of science behind that, but the voice is slightly slowed down. I don't know exactly, there must be a reasoning behind that, but slightly slowed down and more expressive. Also, the way that she answers questions that would be of maybe an educational nature have been kind of curtailed in a way that are more geared towards children. And I think probably some of the databases she's pulling from, or say A-Lady Answers database, are more geared towards children as well. That way it's to help educate them and not be, maybe above their heads or something like that. Okay, so let's just demonstrate. This is one of the ones mentioned from the blog. So let me turn on our Echo. All right, and we'll say, Alexa, why is the sky blue?
The color of the sky is blue because when sunlight travels through the atmosphere, it is spread by gases, such as nitrogen and oxygen.
Ooh.
Hence, this phenomenon of light scattering is called Rayleigh scattering, giving rise to the blue shade of the sky.
Okay, all right. Now, as the blog freely admitted, her answers may vary even within asking that same thing several times. But they're overall trying to change some of the educational responses to be a little more kid-friendly, and the speed of her voice to be, and inflections and expressions to be a little different. Better for a more youthful audience. Now, additionally, I thought I'd just mention, because I thought about this, this was covered in a number of episodes back. I guess it would have been the end of the second season, episode 94. If you yourself would like to have the A-Lady talk slower or talk faster, you can modify that, and that's covered in episode 94. Okay. All right, well, there you go. That's just a little touch of some of those features. Now, I will mention quickly, too, if this is something you're going to be digging into, there is a paid-for Amazon Kids service. I don't remember what it's called, Unlimited or something. So there could be be careful that you don't sign up for that if you didn't intend to. There is a feature set with that, and I think that comes with a whole bunch of different things, like kids' books and stories they can listen to at night, and all sorts of additional services geared towards children. Often, I believe, if you buy an Echo that's specifically designed for kids, by the way, they do make those, ones that have like funny colors or little pictures on them, Echo dots and stuff. If you do buy one of those, I think it might come with a limited free capability of that service. I can't remember what it is. A few months, 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 1 month. I'm not too sure. But just bear that in mind. I just wanted to put that out there. All right, well, so this will conclude this episode. If you'd like to reach out to us with thoughts or comments, by all means do so on Facebook or Twitter at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. You can also reach out to us via email at info@goodwillvalleys.com. And we'd love to hear your feedback. In fact, you can even leave an audio voice like question or comment on Anchor at anchor.fm. That's ANCHOR.fm. And anyway, until next time, turn the ears back on your Echo, start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.